Well, basically, what I want to say is that I've always bought serums and never liked the way my hair felt. I always felt that the serums just sat on my hair and never penetrated the cortex. So I always had this oily, dry, crunchy feel. But I think over the years, serums have improved. I'm not sure what the ingredients were at the time, let's say 10 to 20 years ago. But now what I'm finding is that first of all, the only oil that I ever really liked was castor oil because it is very serum-like. The only thing about it is too much of it makes your hair sticky and there's buildup, and so there's no in between with castor oil unless you mix it with something else. And I've been through all kinds of oils, olive oil, almond oil, you just name it, and I feel it just I still couldn't get any oil or the castor oil to work well for me. So when I should have been sealing my hair, I wasn't. So I was doing a lot of back to back deep conditioning, so my hair was constantly wet. And what happens is you do have what they call is over conditioning, and your hair is mushy. When it dries, it is parched. It's like a Brillo pad, and it just doesn't feel right. So I mean, lately I'm in the I live in Botswana in Southern Africa, and I'm now in Dallas, Texas. I've been here for 6 months, and I I travel quite a bit, so I'm between here and Dallas and everywhere else. And Dallas, the weather in Dallas is very much like Botswana, except that Dallas is humid when Botswana is dry heat. But since I've been here, I've found so many oils that are serum-like, which I like. And the bottom line is that they contain silicones, good silicones. Not all silicones are bad, and bad people refer to bad as they cause buildup and probably clog your pores and things like that. But if you use things with discretion and sensibly, or experiment and find out what works for your hair, then you'll find that either you don't like silicones or you don't like proteins. That's fine. I thought my hair didn't like proteins, but I did the Afro treatment, and I think it's contributed to the way my hair feels now. And so I just showed you the oils that I like. This is Serum-like, is a coconut milk anti-breakage serum by Organix. I just bought it. I didn't even read what it was. I just thought, well, this looks like a good serum. It's by Organix. I'm going to use it. It's coconut oil. I'm going to try it. There's been a rave about argan oil, and I bought it at Sally's. There is argan oil in there, but it is silicone. The first few ingredients are good silicones, and that is what makes it sort of serum-like and works to my benefit. So I find that it penetrates my hair. I mean, it doesn't sit on my hair. My hair feels lustrous, silky, smooth, light. I love them. I love these oils with silicones in them. So those of you who don't like silicones, that's up to you. This is the macadamia oil. It's also got silicones in. Those are the first 2 or 3 ingredients, and then there'll be macadamia. The same thing. Is because of those silicones that I think I like these oils. And of course, this is another. I feel this works so well for me. And as usual, it is silicones and the oil. So it's a serum. So basically, I believe the serums are basically the silicone in this sort of fluid-like, not waxy, but viscose sort of fluidity, and therefore gives you the slip, smoothens down your cuticles, makes them lay down, and I find that they make for great detanglers on wet and dry hair. I finger comb my hair. I try not to use brushes and combs, but I do. But most of the time I finger comb, and I realize that these make for, the moment I apply them to my hair, whether my hair is wet or dry, I can just detangle my hair very well. And I don't get this sticky, oily feel. There might be a little sheen or film, but it just evaporates. So I love these kinds of serum-like oils, and I think they're worth a try. I know people trash them because they're not pure, but sometimes the purity doesn't necessarily mean the best. You may get a very concentrated product, but it doesn't mean it's going to work for you or your hair. You just have to find what works for you, and I find that serum-like oils work for me, and that started from castor oil. And I always know what works for me. I knew castor oil would be great for me, but I also realized it's sticky. Glycerine, I haven't really liked because I feel it just sits on your hair. Um, and so basically, this is just my take on these new oils with silicones in them, and they're worth a try. I mean, they're great. You can condition your hair with them and wash them out if you want, especially if you have Caucasian hair. I'm sure you don't want this heavy. Your hair might get heavy from these silicone-like oils in larger quantities, so you could probably just apply and then wash out, or put them in your hair and then sleep with it overnight and wash it. And I'm sure you will really like the feeling that it's light and silky. And I think if you blow dry your hair, or you curl it or straighten it, it would feel fantastic. And I also think people with relaxed hair would like these kinds of oils because they're very serum-like. I mean, the serum oils, which is what I call them. And I can't say how happy I am to have finally found oils that work well with my hair. And I think that also the issue here is that my hair is color treated. So, as in my previous videos, I would say that my hair is probably sort of lots of positive ions. And when you have a lot of positive ions, you have fray ends, you probably have split ends, you have dry hair, and you need negative ions to balance them. And these silicones and oils help to create that sort of bond where they match up with the positive ions, and then they cause your hair to lie down. They smoothen the cuticles out. It's smooth. It's easy to comb. If you use a comb, easy, lovely to brush. I mean, I've done the brushing with my hair, and I find, well, after applying these on wet or dry hair and I brush my hair, it's beautiful. It just feels right. So the usual thing is the disclaimer that I have nothing to do with these product brands. I just love them. I just love the products in them. I'm not sure about the whole product line. I'm just a conditioner girl, so the shampoos I don't use. Rarely use any shampoos. I just use conditioners to wash my hair, but I also tend to use the Organix shampoos as leave-in conditioners because I tend to like the heaviness of the Organix conditioners. And I don't wash them out. I use them as moisturizers. I also use them as gel alternatives. Gives me waves, neatens my hair because they sit on your head and they're sort of not dry, they're not drying, but they give you this softer, sleeker, neater, no flyaways look, and that's what I tend to use. Um, I think, and I think that's basically what I just wanted to say, is that serum-like oils are great too. I mean, silicones in oils don't always necessarily mean they're bad, and you need to do your own research before you start lambasting an ingredient. A lot of manufacturers are not going to put something horrible in there just because they want to hurt us. No, sometimes it's just what is available at that time or point in time. And with us and YouTube, we now are causing them to be careful of the kinds of ingredients that they put into their products. And because I guess we are becoming more aware, we have the internet, which is just has a plethora of information, and so now product manufacturers are now realizing that we are almost a step ahead of them in terms of what we research and what we know about our products. So if you're going to put a bad product in bad ingredients supposedly in your product, give us reason why, or tell us what if there's any research out there. What I know with silicones is that there was this cancer scare. There haven't been any real major studies to show that they do cause cancer, or whatever, or they call build up, or I guess the build up bit is from our experience, but in terms of that, those are the things that cause sometimes ingredients to be thought of as bad because it's not well researched. The studies, just it may be a study that had nothing to do with it probably was just a cancer study, and part of the background information was that the person used this sort of this ingredient kept arising or was found in minute quantities. So you have to be careful. You have to be your own judge of what's good for you. There are lots of things that people will stay away from, and really, really have no, basis. You need to find out why. For example, everybody talks about this 8 glasses of water a day. There isn't really a study done on that. The study that was done said that the average active person gets or needs gets or takes in, let's say, 8 glasses of water or 8 liters or whatever it is, and this comes through your food, through the fluids you take all day, etc., etc. But then somehow misconstrued, everybody's just pounding this 8 glasses of water a day. It's a great thing in the sense that it means just keep yourself hydrated. But it's not everybody who can drink 8 glasses of water a day. There are people who drink 2 liters. There are people who do 10, depending on the weather, So when you want to mandate something, when you want to force things on people, bear in mind that you need to also be clear on why or what the effect is going to have on other people, or what is good or bad for you. And because right now through our YouTube videos, we spread the word, and when you spread the word, you need to be careful about what you say. This is just my opinion, but I always feel that I don't want to be bashed for liking silicone or not liking silicone, or liking argan oil and not liking argan oil. I mean, a lot of oils in the oils out there, if you have some sort of toxic what do you call it, effect in large quantities. So are we just going to just run away from everything? No. There are countries where those poisonous things people eat and survive, and and then we just create this big buzz. So my thing is like, yay, serums, the silicone and oil, I like you. I mean, you work for me. I always read my ingredients. I always research them. They say caution here. They say, but it's up to you. It's up to you what you decide to do. So if tomorrow you get cancer from your serum and oil, well, you have the option not to use it. But this is just my take on it. I didn't mean to ramble on, but it just made me realize that sometimes you don't know why something is said to be bad, and when you find out that it's not really well researched, or there haven't been really clinical trials or studies to really prove why this thing is bad, it's just cautionary. It says don't use it if you see that in there. Some people say it doesn't agree with silicone. Some people do. I thought my hair hated proteins, and I'm finding that my hair doesn't. And I think it's the type of protein. Egg and mayonnaise from the fridge in the kitchen just doesn't work for me. Just doesn't. I don't like the smell. It makes my hair feel crispy. It makes my hair oily. It does absolutely nothing for me. I get protein in a silicone form, or introduced into a conditioner, it works for me. And even now, I love Tresemme products, but now I'm finding that the ones that are sort of designed for curly hair or for naturals, I hate them. I hate the way they make my hair feels. So now I just have to go on my little journey and find conditioners that work for me and give me the results I see other people get with, let's say, flawless curls and naturals. I mean, even kinky curly, custard, and whatever does nothing for my hair. And so many people love it. Some people have recommended it. Just doesn't work for me. I'm going to experiment some more with it, mix it with something else. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to cross it off my list. It just doesn't work for me. But I will try it with mixing it with different products and see how it works. Maybe if I mix it with one of my oils, serum-like oils, I would think it's fantastic. So this is basically being aware. Just be aware of the products that you're using. I mean, don't just rely on just hearsay, you know, go a further step and have grounds, you know, to trash or bash, you know, a product. I love this. I love my oils. I love my serum-like oils. I love my silicones. Um, I'm going to see if sulfate-free products work for me, but so far my hair doesn't really feel too good. However, I need to do some research on Organix. Apparently they are sulfate-free, but what does that mean? I'm going to have to find out what that means. Okay, and then try them. I mean, I like their conditioner so far, the argan oil and the keratin, so Brazilian keratin, and they probably are sulfate free, but other sulfate free products I don't like, or not that I don't like, they just didn't. I didn't get the results I thought I would. My hair didn't feel good, it didn't feel smooth, it didn't feel luxurious, all that. So thanks for watching this far if you did, and I hope I just opened your mind to exploring and experimenting. I'm a great product junkie, so I just try out until I find something. And it's been how many years? Maybe 20 years of trying out so many products. And I'm only now in 2012 finding products that work for me. And I've gone the natural route, the pure route, the homemade route, and I'm finally finding the synthetic stuff works. So, if anything, I wish you well, and I would love for you to inform me as well. I would love for you to tell me about the Organix products and why you think they probably work for me or you and nobody else. And I just want this to be about sharing information and being kind about sharing information, not lambasting people and, you know, being abusive and mean, and no. I'm good at criticism, and if you think that I should try certain products again because they contain A, B, C, and D, or why you think it wouldn't work, it doesn't work on my hair because it's color treated. That's how I've learned. I watch these so many subscribers. Some are many of who don't have a cosmetology background or a science background. I use Wikipedia, I use Google, I use people in my everyday life who are chemists and microbiologists, and I ask them questions. And that's how I inform myself. And I deduce what I want, you know. So it's not like I have this clinical study that I'm doing. No, I just, through experimentation, trial and error, and retrying again, you find out what works for you. And I love my serum-like oils. Thanks for watching.